All right, all right. I think everything is good and everything is great and everything is good and everything is great. Mute. The last time I did this, my mic was way too close to my face, and now we got a decent a distance, I believe. So we are actually all set and all ready to go. So welcome to my show, which the show. Let me just get the name of my show, because I had a problem with that too. Uh, Hold on. The International and Gaming Show. That's what I've been calling it so far. I've been calling it the International and Gaming Show, where you get some news and gaming. You get some international news and gaming news. So that's what we're going to do. I want you to educate yourself. Educate yourself on what's going on in the world, right? And what's going on in the gaming world. So I really take pride in that. So we're going to start off with some of the international news here. I thought some things were really interesting. I may not know what's going on in the world, and this is not going to be a very long segment. This is usually about like a few minutes, and then we move on to the next. But I thought a lot of this stuff was very interesting. I didn't know that supposedly Trump is supposed to be arrested. Don't know why he's going to be arrested. They claim international leaks from a corrupt and highly political Manhattan District Attorney office, indicate that there was no crime being proven. So I don't know why he's being arrested, but it's weird. I think it's one of the strangest things ever to announce you're being arrested on a future date. Like what? So I don't know. The guy says that he expects to be arrested on Tuesday for some reason, over hush money on Corn Star. I don't get it. I don't get it. What a weird thing. So I saw that in the news. That kind of like piqued my interest as to what the hell is going on with that one. I was like, what in the world? Another thing too. Let's see here. So I guess it was there. So for that Trump thing, it's supposed to be about the Stormy Daniels. They say it right here, so I could just look at this shit without going into it. Yeah. Then another thing about the hockey Sharks. Apparently, the Sharks Twitter account to send an LGBTQIA plus. That's a lot. Community information instead of normal game content. So what's going on with that one? I'm just reading out my feed, actually, which is, sometimes I'll see this and I'm like, what in the world? And when I'm doing this here, by the way, why I'm doing this is because I'm just waiting for the room to fill up here. Usually, so while we wait, we just talk about some stuff here. What is going on here? During the sports, okay, so they said that they're sending updates throughout the games, and then all of a sudden they post, LGBTQ information instead of normal game content on Prize Night. So supposedly that's what they're doing. On Prize Night, they're going to do this information, I guess, awareness, instead of the regular gaming content, which I don't know, man. To be honest with you, I'm just going to keep it real with you. I think it's being updated and people know about it anyway. So it's just like more. I don't know why you would need more of it. So they say our hope is that the content will serve as a reminder that there's issues more important than goals, highlights, and wins. I don't think people care about that. Just to be completely honest with you, I spoke to a friend of mine, which he's in the he's. I don't think he wants to be called anything a part of that. group, but he is non-heterosexual. But he was mentioning that there was a lot of issues, where he doesn't feel comfortable just talking regularly like any other person would, and that kind of ticked him off. Like the tone changed when he would speak about his relationship in public. And I'm like, to be honest with you, like I don't like hearing anybody's. I don't like no public display of affection or anything like that. I'd rather everybody keep that like to themselves, keep that in the bedroom. But I get your point, because for me, like I'm supposed to be driving a long distance into southern territory, which we all know the history in the United States with the southern thing. But I'm like, I mean, you can't change human beings. They're going to do what they do. That's my point. So I mean, what can you do at this point? But that's how I feel about it. I think, and I don't think there's any more national news here that I can see that's really sparking interest. Apparently, the M2 movement is saying that Trump is sending this ex-corn star information or hush money, which I hope she didn't take it, because that would make her look bad. If she took it, then like, why did you take it? After all these years, and then all of a sudden when the money runs out, like, I don't know. I hope they really start looking into that type of movement and for its legitimacy. Because if you really feel like it's against your morals, and that's the opposite of your moral compass, then why what I mean? Why take it in the first place? This is interesting. But we are going to move over to the gaming news here, and we're going to talk about Phil Spencer and him being a social contagion. So let me know by sending a wave in Twitter, because this is also being streamed on YouTube. You'll see that in the Twitter Spaces there, the little post. Let me know by waving if you can hear me, because I'm not sure. Twitter's acting up, especially with the new Android update. I don't know if it will even allow me to have anybody jump in, but I know I could hear myself watching myself here anyway. I say this, right? And I'm just going to get right to the point when it comes to Phil Spencer. I do believe that Phil Spencer is an extreme detriment to gaming. And this is like on some non-fanboy stuff. Like, I really truthfully believe that he is not good for gaming at all. Everybody is out for a buck. I get it. I work in customer. What's this? I work in customer service, right? So I know that a lot of customers are, what they want to do is they want things for very cheap or free. So I get it. Every consumer want that. But here within this form, I have what you can click onto, a myriad of tweets and things that he has said that to me kind of sparked a sort of movement ever since he got placed into, being the head of Xbox. So the previous, heads of Xbox when they first came out was straight console wars. But you know what? They had games to back up any kind of claim that they had. Even going all the way back to when the first Xbox was released, they still had games that were technologically, worthwhile to speak on, such as like, Ninja Gaiden. It was running at 60 frames a second. I believe it was either at or very near 720p, right? So that worked. I think I need to turn my shit down. Hold on. Because I can see myself clipping. I think I could put this back down again. Okay. So yeah, so there's that, right? They had the what is that fighting game with the girls that are like dressed? They're dressed with just underwear. I mean, just panties and a bra. What the hell is that game? I haven't seen that game in such a long time. I hope that's not my age fucking me up here. What the hell is it? Damn it! Somebody give me. Hold on. Let me see here. I'm gonna say Xbox fighting game. Let me see. Xbox fighting game with naked. Why can't I remember? I see it here. What is it? What is it? I gotta put. Hold on. What the hell? You might see some nudity. Get the hell out of here. Don't tell me what I might see. The fuck? I keep wanting Dead or Alive. There we go. Dead or Alive. I kept wanting to say like Dynasty Warriors, all sorts of craziness. There we go. Thank you for that, Stranded. Uh, Dead or Alive. You know. So there's that, right? And I'm like, all right, cool. They had stuff to talk about. They had stuff to talk about. You know. So that's the thing that is kind of like interesting to me when it comes to this. I mean, you had your Halo. There was a lot of things. So when you know, Aaron Greenberg and everyone else that was under there, they've really had something to talk about. When they moved to Xbox 360, they had the old Call of Duty. I believe that, you know, it was the Call of Duty World War II. That Call of Duty. I remember distinctly that game running way better, and it was out a year before the PlayStation. It would run way better, right? By the time we got it, it ran worse. And then anytime you put like a smoke grenade or any kind of bomb, it would drop the frames. So it ran better. It looked cleaner. Most of their games in the first 3 years looked way better than anything on PlayStation. They had their Halo 3. You know what I mean? They had so many games. They had their Gears of War. It was so many games that they had. So when they talked their shit, like, it was a lot of stuff that Sony couldn't really compete with. It just was, which forced Sony to do better. In the process of forcing Sony to do better, it forced Microsoft to try to compete as well, whether it be third-party deals or them making their shit better. Lo and behold, right, this is what happens when you're too greedy, right? This is the downfall, I believe, of I think I could just say that shit flat out. This is the downfall of Xbox when they saw all of their numbers, because again, it takes a long time. It used to take a long time to change people's minds about things. Now with social media, it accelerates that at precipitous rates. It's crazy how social media could take something and it just makes it way farther, faster and farther. But towards the end of the Xbox 360 generation, towards that end, they started focusing on Netflix and people watching things versus the games. So you had a decrease in quality of all of the games that they put out there. You know, they stopped being a little bit more creative with the games that they were paying for third party, and the games that were kind of like second party, such as Halo. Halo took a dip in quality. I mean, they were getting a little bit too ambitious, and they were running out of ideas. You could tell. Gears of War got hit badly as well. There was just a lot of stuff going on in that particular case. But then they went further and started focusing on Connect. Once they start focusing on Connect, that was a wrap for that. But they had time to redeem themselves, because at the same time, PlayStation was focusing on a lot of multimedia stuff. Like, they wanted a box to kind of replace computers. And they didn't really think about focusing on games. They saw the error of their ways, and they quickly tried to, you know, change course for that giant boat. And they ended up doing it. This is why we see the Sony that we see today, where we can sit there and say that Sony has crazy IPs out the ass cheeks, right? Same thing with Nintendo. Nintendo created the GameCube. That didn't work. They had to do something, you know, because they were losing money. So they created something different and kept feeding that monster, which was the Wii and all the other games and stuff like that. So they got that narrative down. And then they tried to do the Wii U. They immediately noticed that they couldn't capitalize on the success of the Wii U. So they were like, oh crap, we got to release another console altogether. But notice how the Wii U and the Switch are very similar. They're still tablet-based things, but they took the idea and moved it further into what we see the Switch is. and that has been doing gangbusters. So you have ample time, right? You have ample time to definitely make changes in that particular case. You have the time to do it, and that's the problem. They didn't do it. They sat there and allowed their ship to sink Titanic style. They doubled down on poor ideas, right? And then you hire somebody that does not have a good track record. So shout out to Thrash Gaming, right? You already know him. So shout out to Thrash, because he, made me aware of exactly where Phil Spencer came from. I didn't know he was head of Rare or had the idea of purchasing Rare and then screwed them all the way up. I had no idea with that one. And for some reason, this is the greed of it all, right? They needed a fall guy. And I believe because of what Don Matrick was doing. Don Matrick basically was telling exactly the truth of what it was. And they were kind of cocky in the momentum that they had. So they were real livid with this dude. They had to kick his ass to the curb and then save face and make it look like it was some sort of salvage operation, which they put Phil Spencer in place. Now, Phil Spencer, for all the things that I say that he's incompetent on, one thing that for some reason he's competent on, which blows me away, is capturing the minds of people. And at first I was thinking, how the hell is he doing all of this? And a lot of it doesn't even come to fruition. And then I started looking at everything that he was doing, which in here, in this form, you'll see what's going on with this one. So let's take a look. Basically, spoiler alert, this dude lies. He back talks, double talks all the time. This dude has two freaking mouths when he speaks, this Phil Spencer guy. One of the things that he said was, gaming isn't a race between Xbox and PlayStation. What does that mean? They say he also shares why Microsoft never made a mobile console. Now, the same dude that says this, right, which in essence, you would probably move to mobile platforms. Now they're saying the reason why they want to buy Activision is because of the mobile element to everything. That's what they're saying now. But he says that they've never made mobile console. They never did anything because it's not viable, it's not popular, and we're not competing with PlayStation. And they always leave Nintendo out of this, which is kind of strange too. That's always a weird thing. Secondly, they say this: we simply put out more top quality games in front of more people than other companies. And one thing that Phil Spencer is really good at, right, is not only double talking, right, but being extremely vague so he could double talk. Now, I don't know if that's how he got his position, and that's why he's still in position momentarily, but he's good at that, And then he says, right, because he seems to just say whatever fits the mood for what he's trying to do if it internally fails. Someone says here, there are hundreds of audio-only video games out there for PC, many made to be enjoyed by blind and low-vision users. Today, the Xbox got one too, in particular, in part of because Microsoft pushed it. Now, he says this. He's capitalizing on this comment. When everybody plays, we all win. There's been multiple times that Phil Spencer stated that we are going to, when we acquire Blizzard and ZeniMax, I think it's ZeniMax, that the only way that it's going to go on to other consoles, right, is if you put Game Pass on that console. And he changed that too. So he also states, right, this is the double talk I'm talking about. So Hi-Fi Rush came out. I can't play as a PlayStation user Hi-Fi Rush. But he says, when everybody can play, we all win. I realized that he'll say little phrases that someone can just clip and take out of context, however way they want to take it out of context. And that's how he's kind of winning on that front, which is kind of weird to me personally. That's strange. But I can see why. If I look at it, I can definitely see why people believe him. He's a talking head. But the same thing with politics, right? Sometimes just people just like damn color. Sometimes people assume that the person is lying about their ideology. Oh, that's my ideology too, so I'm just going to follow suit. The history for Phil Spencer and Microsoft, really for the matter, has never been about, playing anywhere. It's never been about, giving players choice. It's never been about any of those things. As a matter of fact, too, it's just crazy. He says anything that comes to mind. He actually stated, and all of the Xbots really fell in line with this statement. And this is where I'm going to go into the social contagion. He states, right, that, what did he say? He states that single player games are not profitable. Do y'all remember that? He stated that single player games are not profitable, and that everyone should either move to a subscription service or they should move to multiplayer or gas games. That's what he says. This was around Breath of the Wild and Horizon Zero Dawn that came out. Both of those games came out and lit a lot of numbers on fire. And then on top of that, the following year, you had God of War. That's when he begrudgingly applauded these single player games. And then when somebody interviewed him about single player games, that's when he was like, well, I can see the importance of it, and he never really mentioned that he was wrong. It's just, to me, crazy that a person could sit there and get away with so many lies, and that people keep falling for it for like 7 years straight. 7 years straight. He's been saying that they had top games in development for years upon years upon years upon years. And Halo Infinite just came out. There's no fucking Gears of War to be spoken of anywhere, really. So that's not a thing. I don't get it. I'm starting to see that Phil Spencer is literally an ideology. That's what he is. He's a corporate ideology that people can fall in line with. He says sweet nothings. He whispers sweet nothings into people that already have confirmation biases in the first place. And I can get why, when I sit there and look at Xbots, why are they exactly so attached? Why are they so attached to Xbox and not PlayStation? Microsoft did a number. They actually, as a company, they changed the landscape. And I got to give them credit on that. They changed the landscape. And they created memories that you cannot get rid of. You can't get rid of. Nintendo did this too, but because of social media not being prevalent during that time, it was done a different way. Their way, and let's go to Nintendo, of creating this connection with their brand is to have things like Wave Race, right? Or 007, right? Or Smash Brothers. This is back in N64, right? That's the one I'm talking about. Those games, Mario Party, Pokemon, right? Did you notice when I'm mentioning all these games, what they all have in common? They're multiplayer / cooperative games. All of them. All of them are. The connection between the actual game, yourself, and another person is what creates these crazy, fanatical bonds between the person and the brand themselves. They instantly associate themselves with that brand because of that memory that was created. That's where you get all of the Nintendo fans with all of those multiplayer games, those hardcore Nintendo fans. And that's where you get all of those Xbox fans. The long nights of playing Halo, and then cooperative Halo, and then Call of Duty, and you paying money to keep yourself connected to your friends that are hundreds and thousands of miles away. Xbox is the head of all of that. Because I think that Nintendo was just doing it. I don't think they knew what they were doing, but Microsoft knew exactly what they were doing. That's why they said, if you want this experience, you got to pay for it. You got to pay for this experience. So I totally get it. I totally get it when it comes to this. It makes sense to me. When you look at it, it makes sense. This is the reason why. This is the reason why things are like what they are, right? That's the reason. This company capitalized on social media. They capitalized on it, and look, that's the hustle. That's the hustle of it. It to me, it makes sense that there's so many fanatical Xbox fans over the years, because now when you see Xbox, you see your friends with that. You see your friends with it. It makes sense. The thing that I don't mind that, right? Because ultimately you have your own mind. You can't sit there and blame everything on corporations and social media. You really can't. Like, let's be 100. That's ridiculous. To do something like that is kind of outlandish, because it absolves you of responsibility and accountability. Social media didn't make you do it. You have the option to not do it. You have the option, and you don't. You just allow yourself to do it, because you like the way it feels or whatever. And yes, I do know that humans are very social creatures. No matter how many times a person will sit there and say, "Oh, I don't like people. I don't like people." Okay, cool. I don't ever want to see you in any environment with people enjoying yourself. You better not. You better not. But anyway, I get it. The reason why I say that Phil Spencer is a social contagion is because of the ideology that people follow. That's my qualm with this guy, because he knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. He created a narrative where he is the knight in shining armor for gaming. He stated, and he was corralling people to believe a certain narrative that didn't exist. He stated that single player games, story driven games, were dying. There's no point of having them. And he said this on a completely baseless notion. There was no statistics that proves that single player games were in the gutter. You already had successful games. It's just that at the time, that's a little snapshot of time, people were not interested in the games that were coming out. They were probably, kind of run down, and I get it. They were run down. Nobody wanted those types of games because they weren't that good. I'll take a step to the side and mention about Hogwarts, right? And how people bought that, and just other single player games that just wasn't that good. If it's not good, it's not good, and people are not going to buy it. If it doesn't have the quality, people are not going to buy it. Some things take a little bit longer to catch on, but eventually, if you stick with it, and that's the key, sticking with it, people are going to buy it. Sometimes Sony fucks up, and sometimes they know what to stick to. You know what I mean? I think that Sony should have stayed with multiplayer games, at least had a couple of them to try to keep that mindset going. They realized the error of their ways, and that's why they're doing gas games. Instead of working on just the more regular multiplayer games, they're doing it a step further and doing the gas games. So, games as a service. But here's some things that Phil Spencer said to me that creates a social contagion that makes me like, he really is making people believe something that truly doesn't exist. Like I said before, he already stated that single player game sucks. They're not selling. Nobody wants them. And then God of War, Horizon Forbidden West, what do you call it? Ghost of Tsushima, Zelda, Breath of the Wild. All those games are selling gangbusters. It was completely dispelled them. And he said it like literally like right before those games came out. And then he had to concede on those things. He also stated that Game Pass was the way to go. That Game Pass creates a place for people to try all these different games out, and it actually encourages people to buy games. Now that the court documents have been leaked, that is absolutely false. It does the opposite, as we all suspected. If you have any ounce of intelligence, you would have already known that right there, that was a whole bold-faced lie. But, people just sit there and, it sound good. And why people were so good on this one is because Phil Spencer made it feel like you were going to get AAA games. Like 4 of them bitches every fucking year with indie games. And it was already during a time of either a pandemic or just economic downturn that he's saying these things. And it was and there's no proof ever to this dude. He just says things that sounds good at that moment. And if it stops sounding good, he'll move on to the next lie. I don't know if you guys really pay attention to this dude. He does this a lot. That's why if you pull up everything that he says, it conflicts with each other. Because again, he will keep using a falsehood until it falls apart, and then he's on to another falsehood. In other words, he likes telling you lies to get into your pockets. Whatever it takes to get in your pocket, he's going to lie about it, so you will buy his shit, whether it's the console or the service or whatever the case is. The newest lie that he's saying, because again, he's getting the media to white knight him into being a savior of games during these economic, troubling times. That somehow you're going to get 4 AAA games every year, and all you gotta do is pay $15 a month. That we should have all, or 16, whatever the fuck it is, we should have all known that wasn't going to work out. And even if what he was saying had any ounce of reality to it, where are the games? Out of the 7 years that was released, Halo, Forza, and what else? What Sony had to help him out? What a baseball game? And you get all these Xbox people that are looking for any reason, right, to say that this is good. Why? Because I'm looking at the statistics. Remember, statistics the truth beats out anything. F your feelings. The truth is the truth, right? People that are on the Xbox platform don't complete their games that much. So this is strictly just to have a W for Microsoft, just because. Just like they want Microsoft to buy Activision, just because. You were already getting their games. And if Microsoft was actually a truthful, a company of integrity, no one would have cared about them purchasing Activision. Because if, like he said before, if we all play, we all win. That was never the game. And it's still not the game. Why do you need to make a 5 or 10 year deal if you contemplate keeping Call of Duty on that console? But it sounds good, right? Here, I went on Xbox News, but you can find on the attached link here on Twitter. The guy says this, right? He says he already addressed the exclusive Xbox first-party games earlier this year. And he says here, it seems like when any game comes out, there's that, is this going to be here? Is this going to be there? I would rather be able to set let me say, what did we say? I'd rather be able to set more of a Xbox level expectation for our games fans on it, for our fans, on where things are going to go. Notice how he still didn't mention where it's going to go. This is that ambiguity I was telling you about. I thought we I thought we did that with our first party when we talked about our game shipping to Xbox and PC. You never answered where they're going to go. And he said this in September of 2020, you know? So there's that. The second thing he says here, I will say that I think that the individual IP by IP to different platforms, I could see where this dude speaks horribly. I can see can kind of get confusing to customers over time. We've been learning some of our development partners have really wanted to go do this. Once again, this ambiguous language, and he says this too. He says, and we want to support the desire of our creative talents. Want, not are. These are the colorful languages, right? Some of this has been partner leads. I think more and more about what does a full Xbox experience mean on different platforms. Right now, it seems like when any game comes out, there's that. Okay, that's what he says here. This is the rest of it. I thought we did that. Okay. I really love the idea of seeing. I love the idea that for every one of our games, which I believe this. Let me back up here. I'd rather see us get to the point on different pieces of hardware we're on. So I guess I kind of leave it there. I would rather see. He's not ever committing to anything. I definitely have a ton of respect for the role that Nintendo plays. And I love having great games on their platform. I don't really love this idea that for every one of our games, there becomes this little rumor on it. Is it going to end up on the Switch or not? I feel we should set a better expectation for our fans on that one. And this is the type of language that this guy uses all the time. So if you and it was hard to find a lot of the statements that this guy was saying. It was very hard to kind of get like anything consistent. It was very, very difficult to get anything consistent. I don't want to rag on anybody that has an Xbox, because we already talked about it before as to why it's human nature as to why anybody that loves Xbox. It really doesn't boil down to the actual platform. It boils down to your experiences with other people. Anytime you speak to an Xbox fan, every experience that they mention has co-op in it. When you speak to a PlayStation fan, the experience that you get are based off of single player, which again, humans are social creatures. And that is a piss in the wind. It's going to go anywhere. Sometimes, that's the funny thing. That's why PlayStation and Sony lost so many people to Xbox during the PS2 to PS3 transition. You can find it anywhere. It's just a single player great game, and then it was third party. A lot of Xbox players are so attached to the platform that made you connect with other people. It was one of the first in class to do that. And they made it a unified way of doing it. You had your own gamer tag and you had your own score to let you know how much about it you were when it comes to multiplayer. That's what it really boiled down to. So if someone saw that you had a crazy high gamer tag, they knew that you were a serious gamer. At least that's what it looked like, right? And that's what that was. And you could always use your gamer tag. It was the same gamer tag over and over and over again. When multiplayer was kind of online multiplayer was shown on the PlayStation 2, you had to create a user ID for every game that you were jumping into. It was never a unique and unified experience. So in a way, like I said before, you got to give credit to where it's due with how we play today and having a unified, experience, having one user ID attached to all of your games. That was Microsoft's idea. I don't know why they couldn't do it before, but that was Microsoft's idea. Not only that, but then you had to find ways of paying for multiplayer games. And the funny thing happens when you pay for stuff, right? When you pay for things, you're much much more careful with the things that you work so hard to pay for. You're either very careful or you take pride in it, period. So when you finally mustered up all that money, whether it's begging your parents, please let me do this, I'll mow the lawn or whatever, I just want to get connected with all my peeps, that was work there too. So once you did that shit, and then you went online and you told your friends, oh man, you don't know what I had to do this. I had to steal my mom's card, or I had to do all this chores just to get this stuff, or whatever the case is, but I'm here. Let's go. Let's get this shit ready. Let's roll. Let's roll that. What is it? The Warhogs. In Halo, let's go. Let's fly out there. We're gonna tackle this mission. We're gonna finish the fight. We're gonna knock all these floods out. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do all this shit. And y'all friends would do this. A glitch would happen. It would send your vehicle skyrocketing. Y'all laughed and stuff like that. Maybe your mom or their mom came in the room with hot pockets, or what a little peanut. What did those pizza bites, bagel bites come in there? Whatever the case is, they give you this shit, and whatever the case is, and it was just like you were hanging out with your friends, but it was digital, and you didn't have the burden of going to somebody's house. You could just do whatever you want. Those memories are very powerful, very, very powerful, because now you don't want to lose your friends, or you don't want to lose the platform which it's on, because you work so hard to spend money to keep you connected. You create these legions of people that are essentially going to be diehard fans, which is what we're seeing now. They're so diehard, in fact, that even when they fuck up, we're talking about Microsoft, these fans don't care. They can look Doom right in the face and say, I don't care. I still like this platform. I'm going down with the ship. I feel like that's so irrational. Because I'm going to tell you right now, as a PlayStation fan, if they fuck up, I'm gone. Period. I want to play ideology. I don't want to play shitty games. I don't want to play, wasting my fucking money. I don't want to play gas games all day. I am out. There is nothing that they can do to make me stay other than pay me money to play their console. That would be it. But that's not what we see. Not everybody's logical in that way, which to me is crazy. That you're looking at it and you're not logical. It's weird. Anyway, back to social contagion, right? You keep telling people lies repeatedly, eventually they're going to believe it, which is what Phil Spencer did. He kept telling you that Game Pass was the way of the future, despite the fact that it wasn't growing. He set up these crazy, meetings with other people. He set up these meetings with other people, and these conference calls, and all this whole ruse of having all these icons in the background and showing how powerful you are. You could buy whatever you want, and people apparently just wanted a W. Like, this dude is going to buy whatever, and we're going to play it, and we're going to finally stick it to those people, because guess what? The PlayStation is threatening the very thing that I cherish so deeply. My memories and my nostalgia. I just can't let you take that away from me. I want PlayStation and Sony out of the industry, because you're going to take away my memories. How irrational is that? That is super, super irrational as a person, especially if you're in your 30s plus, talking some crazy shit, only playing third-party games, you white knighting this console. That's craziness to me. How are you fighting so hardcore for a console that you're playing? You can play that shit anywhere, PC, anywhere you want. You got Call of Duty, you paying Fortnite, you talking about, well, Sony did this, and Sony is taking away this. You don't even play the fucking exclusives for your own console, in your own memory. You don't even play Halo no more. Why are you fighting so hard? What's wrong with you? I don't get it. Just the weirdo shit. To me, that's strange. That's always been strange to me. When you look at Nintendo, right? They're playing. Look, the same thing with Nintendo. This is what I was saying earlier about single player games, right? They don't have that attachment. What Nintendo fans know is that they like Pokemon, right? They love Pokemon. And they know that they don't have to play Pokemon on the home console So when Nintendo fucked up with the Wii U, no one bought that shit. That's how fickle fans are of single player games. They won't buy or support it if the shit is trash. They will go somewhere else. That's for sure. And the same thing with PlayStation. When PlayStation started acting the hell up during the PS3, to be honest with you, I don't think they were really acting up. I just think it was the economy crashing and Sony never had their own games. And the games were already on another platform. So everybody migrated to the platform it was on. They didn't have that connection. Now you have literally a console that doesn't really have single player games. And people are so attached to this console. I see it every day on Twitter. It's the craziest, to me, it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. To sit there, what do you into? So, okay, so you're an Xbox fanboy, I'm wrong, right? I'm wrong. Everything I'm saying, I'm wrong. Go back 2 years. What were you anticipating? You tell me. You list that shit in this space. What exactly were you looking forward to? What were you looking forward to that Microsoft was going to release? No third party, first party. Are you telling me you were looking for a Flight Simulator? Was that what you were looking for? That's what you were looking for? I don't remember you talking about Flight Simulator prior to it releasing on the Xbox. I don't remember you posting pictures of Flight Simulator or any other tweets on your enthusiasm of it, so it couldn't be that. So we got to scratch that. Was it Halo Infinite? The last time I checked, that the other Halos, they were declining in user base. So it couldn't be that. It could be that. So what is it? What were you anticipating? What are you anticipating this year? Starfield? Why are you anticipating Starfield? Because what, somebody told you it was going to be great? Do you know what the gameplay loop is? Do you know why you're fighting for it? Because I can guarantee you ask Nintendo, what are they looking for the Switch? They're going to tell you that Zelda game. And they're going to tell you why they want that game. I spoke to Chris Righteous, and he said he wanted that game because he just knew they're hiding something. They don't want to spoil it for their fans. And what he suspects is that you'll be able to create and build vehicles in the game so you can get around in the sky. They have gameplay desires, right? You speak to a PlayStation fan. They want their favorite superhero to be realized. And they get to play that character, right? You got Burning Shores, right? In terms of the Horizon game. RIP to Lance Reddick. I am pissed off with that news. Side note. But anyway, they're looking for the graphics. They're looking for the gameplay, right? Last of Us fans, they're looking for the multi. They're looking for things that are tangible, that are stuff that they can play. That's what they're looking for. And when I hear stuff about Xbox, right? What they are looking for is the acquisition of Activision. And it stops there. There's no gameplay to be spoken of anywhere for miles. Okay, so if they don't purchase Activision, what else are you looking for? Let's say Starfield wasn't released. Okay, so Starfield's good. What else are you looking for? What else? You don't have anything, do you? So you're just fighting just to fight because someone told you that it was something's coming. And that's what Phil Spencer did. He told you this shit for 7 years, that something's coming. Something is coming. We don't know what it is, but something, just you wait. It's coming. I guarantee you it's coming. It's going to be so good. It's going to be great. You're going to love it. It's going to be so crazy. You're going to love it. This is our biggest year yet. We have so many games that I don't want to talk about right now because there's so many. I'll be here for days. And he's been saying this rhetoric for 7 years. How do you get caught up in that rapture of 7 years waiting for some ambiguous game? Something. That don't sound crazy? That don't sound crazy? That shit's wild to me. It's wild that you think that way and you get pissed off. Look, all right. What blows me away? What absolutely blows me away with this whole thing is that here's the thing that really I'm like, wow, this shit crazy. There are more Xbox fans lurking on PlayStation spaces, not literal Twitter spaces, but areas. And they can't wait for some good news to come out for PlayStation. And what they'll do is they will take that news and flip it to something terrible. Who are you? Like, why? Like, who's your boss? Who's your leader? Burn Insurance comes out. Why you even care about it? The cells of Horizon, they got beat out by Elden Ring. Then the PlayStation fans were like, I don't really care. I'm just waiting for it. Nobody likes that game. The Metacritic is really bad. I don't really care. I like the game. It's not coming out. See, I'm just letting you know. I'm letting you know that it ain't coming out for the PS4. That's terrible. Sony's a bad company because it's not coming out for the PlayStation 4. That's terrible. They don't really care about you. So if you had Game Pass, you will be able to have that. It'll be on every console and every computer ever. So that's why I support it. Okay. Like, what do you want me to, like, what do you want me to say about that? Oh, 2 requested. Oh boy. Cha-cha-ching, cha-cha-ching. It may not work. It may not work. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because if you have iPhones, maybe. Can y'all talk?
Yeah, man.
Oh, there you go.
What's up with this rant, man? What are you so mad about?
I ain't mad at all.
What do you care? What do you care who plays who, bro?
Why are you so upset, though, about this rant?
You're saying lies.
How did you find your way into this space? Like I just was saying.
Because I just came in here. You said Phil Spencer. I just came to watch the show, but you over here ranting and you're saying things that are not true.
It's not true.
Oh, all right. Well, let's say you say the Xbox dudes go to PlayStation space or they wait for the game. You guys don't do the same shit. It goes from this both sides do the same shit.
Where did I lie though?
Well, you guys do the same shit as the Xbox do, bro. And then you talking about what games are coming. What games do you have first party coming this year?
Yeah, he's got a point.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's it, right? And you know it's coming out this year?
Wait. Before you even go out there, because when I usually talk, right? When I usually talk to other people, they usually give me a barrage of shit, and then you get lost in the fucking confusion. All right. Now let's focus on what you just said.
Yeah, I only got a little. Right? I gotta go to work.
That's okay. That's okay. I know you look at you skedaddling. Oh wait. You said I was lying. I want to figure out where did I tell a lie.
Oh, okay. You're not necessarily lying, but you just kind of push it on one side.
I don't care about play. I talk about both sides. Today I'm talking about Xbox.
Yeah. Of course you are.
I already had my rant about PlayStation. You can go to the last week and find that shit.
Look, all right.
I tore them the fuck up.
All right, so we're talking about games, right? We're talking about first parties. That's what you're talking about. That we don't have nothing coming. Mm-hmm. All right. So what do you guys have? You guys have nothing either. You guys are based off third parties, right? That's how you got Final Fantasy 16, Stellar Blade, which is going to be Xbox 2, and then you guys pay for the whatever the shit is called. Well, we got Redfall, Starfield. We might get Hellblade. And we might get some other shit. That's games coming. But you said that we don't have no games coming.
Oh, so if I say games coming, right? Yeah. There's a whole bunch of games. I'll be here all day if I do this.
Well, okay. What
we talking about what games are coming? Because most of these games, well, you can't count Redfall because we don't know if that's coming out either. You
what?
All these delays
have
all over the place.
Wait, yeah, we have a release date.
Go on. My bad. So the Starfield, remember that? It was supposed to be 1/1/2000. What happened with that?
Okay, does Spider-Man have a release date and you're counting it?
Yeah.
You see what we're doing here? What are we
doing? Because Sony is good with their releases. That's all I'm saying. If I go back historically and look at Microsoft, they missed their release dates a lot. But we not go there. Yo, hold on, because he wants to speak too. Don, what you gotta say about this?
I mean, I was just gonna say that us Xbox fans have a lot to look forward to when it comes to like Starfield and the gameplay aspects of that, and Redfall too. You know, Starfield for me, I wanted to build spaceships and explore and do all this sort of stuff and see the planets I have to explore and stuff. So that aspect of it, I think that's wrong. That Xbox players don't have anything to look forward to, and that they're more hyped for acquisitions. Which, I mean, acquisitions are nice because we get more stuff on Game Pass, like more day and date shit. But I still think there's a lot of games that we're looking forward to as well.
All right. So, what are the two that you're looking forward to again?
So right now for this year, are we counting this year or just in the future? I guess.
Like okay. So this year. So like Last Boys.
This year, well, my most anticipated one is be Starfield.
Alex.
For sure.
Starfield. Okay.
And then Redfall. And then Forza, just because I'm interested in like how they do this new one, because it's like pretty much based off a new engine and stuff. So yeah, and maybe
you play. And again, you got to understand this too for the both of you. I didn't know, Don, you were you like the Xbox or whatever the case is. A lot of this stuff, when you make a space, you got to kind of be provocative with your shit. But taking away being provocative, the thing about it is, right? We're not talking about the exceptions to the rules. If you guys are hardcore fans and y'all like the platform, we're not talking about you.
Yeah, I'm not a hardcore fan of nothing. I'm a consumer. I played PlayStation 4 all last generation, and I was an Xbox fan all my life. But Xbox didn't deliver to me. But I had a PlayStation 4. I'm a consumer. I'm not a fanboy.
So that's what my grandma says. If the shoe fit, then it's yours, right?
Yeah,
so
but I ain't talking about
you.
You're saying stuff. But you're saying stuff that's not necessarily like we got to put it both sides, and we gotta get it out there because you're saying the Xbox has no games coming, and when we're the only ones that have a list of games that are actually coming this year. PlayStation doesn't have no list.
I hear this a lot. I hear this a lot. But
it's the truth though. It's the truth though, right? Even if they don't come out, we at least have release dates, right? Even if they say technically they don't come out like you say they're not going to come out or whatnot. But okay, you guys only have Spider-Man. It's a first-party game, and then what's the Last of Us thing that was supposed to come out like 2 years ago or whatever?
Multiplayer
factions.
Yeah.
All right,
they never really gave a date for that. They just said that it was delayed and we never got a date.
Okay, yeah, all right, yeah. But okay, so let's say that same shit. Like, I mean, you're just trying to put it on one side, bro. Hopefully these games come out. If they don't, I really don't give a fuck. I got other shit to do.
No, you absolutely, Alex, you right. You're absolutely right, though. The thing about it is, right, is that you are a consumer. You have a preference, and you're logical. The stuff that I was saying, it didn't sound logical because that doesn't fit you. If you like your Xbox, that's fine. Whatever the case is, but they're constantly, post up, and a lot of different people talk crazy all the time, and then they don't have a gamer tag or anything to back it up. Not to say that's the only thing, not to say that that's the only way you do it, but there's a lot of people that just like you're playing like Fortnite, and you're every day you're talking about the CMA and everybody the hell else. It's craziness. Why you care? Like, who cares about this acquisition? What game are you playing right now? If I were to say, because there is a, what do you call that again? That's coming out this year, but we don't know yet. It's Sony's Stilo right now, right? Is a not tell you anything and then drop them, usually within a month to 3 months before it actually releases. They've been doing that for 4 years. That's why I'm not really I'm not concerned with that, and I'm not concerned with the dates. I'm looking at historics though. And again, Sony has built up a reputation, just like Nintendo did. They build up a reputation, and I don't have to worry about it. Their reputation for Microsoft is terrible. That's the problem.
Yeah, I know that for sure. So I mean, if they fail to release these games after they pushed it back, that's just gonna be a big SL. And I'm gonna be here to call it out, just like Immortal will call it out, Don will call it out. I mean, only the fake dudes are not gonna call this shit out, bro. I mean, I love Xbox, but
if you heard me last year, and I let Grop talk too. If you heard me last year, last show I did, I was going in on. I don't like any fanboy. Period. I just never I never sat down and kind of individualized one so far. You know what I'm saying? Especially with this new format that I'm going for. But on some real shit, like I'm looking at the release date, right, for 2023. High Rush came out. 007 came out. Age of the Empires is coming out. Ghost Wire Tokyo. Thanks for King that he actually released this shit too. Minecraft Legends, Redfall, Forza Motorsport.
I was gonna say Hi-Fi Rush though is kind of underrated. That one's a good one too for this year.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, and then you have Starfield and you have Age of the Empires 4. Like, okay,
and
so
maybe Hellblade 2 comes out this year too. We'll see, but
Crazy.
I'm not
I
gonna
don't
say
know.
anything.
I mean, I don't know.
I don't think that's gonna. I mean, honestly, I can't look. Like, I can't say anything, but I don't think it's coming out because of the history that. Look, I know about programming, right, and I know about how the development cycles are when it comes to games. I wanted to go in this stuff, whether you believe me or not. But when you are showing me parts of your engine, when you're only like a year away from release, like they show like their cloud rendering engine, and that's all they showed. And then they had a demo that was highly curated that had nothing but rocks, and they're using Unreal 5 that's already kind of built, and you still don't have any gameplay yet. That is worrying.
Yeah, I mean, same.
They either do things like huh?
I said, we'll see E3. Look, I'm not the kind of dude, like, I don't sit around waiting for games, bro. A lot of people just, like, where's the game? I don't give a fuck. Dude, I go outside, I go to clubs, I go hang out with women, I do my own shit. If a game comes out, I go copy. I don't got time to sit around and wait for games, bro. Like it's just not the thing, you know? I understand your perspective of, like, where's the games for you guys 7 years?
No. My thing is this. I'm not saying where's the games. That's not what I was saying. Yeah. You caught me in the tail end of it. This space is called Phil Spencer being a social contagion, not where the games. I don't like what he's been doing this whole time about just basically 7 years of just lying to people whenever it's convenient. That's weird to me that people are listening to what this dude is saying. Even if you cut off the time where he said he was going to buy Activision, even if you slice that off, right? The rest of the time he's been just postponing the inevitable, and we find out now that you never. All right, so if they weren't going to buy Activision, right? If they weren't going to buy Activision, what games were going to come? What did they have? What was their plan?
Well, it's still the same plan. I mean, the same games are going to come out. I mean, none of these games we're talking about Activision games.
Even with Activision, there's no new games. All those games are coming to Xbox anyway.
But like Hi-Fi Rush, there's a lot of games coming to Xbox.
Look, at the end of the day, hey, whoever believes this corporate people like Jim Ryan, Phil Spencer, you guys can't be believing these dudes, man. Come on, this is a company, bro. Like, they gotta say what they gotta say. Like, you know, I don't put too much attention into that shit.
People do it though. People are some wild shit. It's crazy to me. Like, I'm looking at this shit and I'm like, hey, if you didn't have these acquisitions, what was your plan?
Well, like I said, it's still the same. The same games are going to come out. It has nothing to do with Activision. You know what I mean? But I don't know.
All right, okay. Guap, what you got going on? Well, we got to see how that's going to go.
I just came in here to shout you out for telling the truth and speaking power to the people. You were keeping it real by critiquing Phil Spencer, because let's be honest, one of the biggest fails in gaming history has been the Xbox brand post 360. When they had the 360, they experienced unprecedented success. Phil Spencer took over at the beginning of the Xbox One, and ever since then, the brand is on the decline, which has just reached a crescendo when they reported 2 years into the Xbox Series generation, sales were down 13%. So obviously we can see with the numbers, the brand's not headed in the right direction. They're out here begging in court for this deal to go through, because without it, they can't survive without the third-party revenue. Obviously, this is all Phil Spencer's fault. He said single-player games was dead and Game Pass was the future. And now he's admitted that Game Pass has peaked in court, and he doesn't expect the business to grow significantly to keep up with the amount of money that they would need to invest accordingly.
Yeah, my grievance has nothing to do with Xbox. Actually, like, I would never buy an Xbox, but again, I played Xbox. I played all of them, and I've had my fun with all of them up into the Xbox One. You know, I paid for Xbox Live and created a profile so I could play co-op for Gears of War 3. You know what I'm saying? I played Halo 3. I played Halo Reach. You know what I mean? I played what do you call that game again? The one with the dark, Alan Wake. I played those games. And I enjoyed it. I just wouldn't buy the console because those type of games I wasn't really feeling. I don't like those IPs. Not to say they were bad. I don't like the IPs to the point where I would like to get them.
And the Series S was a total failure, which did hold back the generation, which is why Xbox would be the last platform to get Baldur's Gate 3.
Nobody give a fuck about that game.
Oh, you bugging? Right. That shit finna do numbers. You crazy? You seen the numbers Diablo's doing? You wild.
You can keep that shit, man.
Ain't nobody the same guy who's capping for Persona 5, but you didn't play it.
When did I cap for Persona 5?
You were saying how.
Do you know what capping is? Do you know what capping is?
PlayStation exclusive, yet you haven't even.
No, I said Persona 5 was the highest rated JRPG. Get it right, motherfucker. It's not my fault if you're illiterate. Don't come at me sideways because you can't read.
Hold on, wait. Hold on.
Don't come at me sideways because you can't read.
I view everybody.
Your illiteracy is not my goddamn burden, bro.
Respect the room.
Getting all out of
Silky, what you got to say? What you got? Y'all respect the room. What you got to say, Silky?
Was good, bro. Was good.
Okay.
I mean, as always, I try to come up with a voice of reason. I think both sides we've seen this. If it wasn't for the Bethesda acquisition, Xbox wouldn't have as many games on their current list as they do. If it wasn't for the Insomniac and the whoever made Returnal, Sony would be they would be down 4 games as well. They'd be down Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Spider-Man 1. They'd be down Ratchet and Clank and Spider-Man 2 that's coming up, and Wolverine. So if they didn't acquire Insomniac...
Wait. Pause. Hold on.
What's your favorite Bethesda game?
Hold on. Wait. Hold on. What you saying again? You said they'd be down? You said they'd be down?
No. The number of games they put out would be down. Like, you'd have to subtract.
See, here's the thing that you do. Here's the thing that you do all the time. Hold on. I don't want to mute anybody. This is my only warning. I'll mute people. Let me just get this shit out. This is the thing that you do, Silky, right? You tend to deflect. Remember, this space is a Phil Spencer space. What does PlayStation's output have anything to do with what Sony has done? Do you have any input to say about Phil Spencer, whether it's a like or dislike?
Yeah. So you want me to answer that, or I don't know if you still want me to answer that?
Yeah, before you answer that, I do not want to hear anything about Sony at all. Like no words with Sony, PlayStation, or anything like that, or their IPs.
Hey, look, listen, I get you, but here's the thing, right? So I'll answer it without mentioning Sony. The thing is, when you compare or you say something's bad, you have to point to the opposite to say this is how it's supposed to be done.
No, you don't have to say anything bad about them. I said you have anything to say about Phil Spencer. Please don't mention PlayStation without no asterisks.
Even without Insomniac, they still put out. Even without Insomniac, since the year that PS5 launched,
what happened? Who said what now? Who said what?
Ghost of Tsushima, Returnal, Demon's Souls remake. Horizon Forbidden West.
I'm gonna end up saying that too. Wait, hold on, Guap. Let me let him say what he said.
I don't even know what that question's for. It was like 4 people talking.
No, but my question. What you gotta say about Phil Spencer, good or bad?
Bad, big time. The reason being...
No, hold on. Wait, hold on. Why I'm talking about Silky. He got to say what he was saying.
Oh, yeah. So if you're going to ask me, it's a mixed bag, right? I think he should have been more upfront of what happened, but I understand as a business standpoint. Secondly, the thing that's good is he took him from 5 studios all the way up to 27, and currently on the ballot to be over 30 studios. So if you're an Xbox fan, that's great for you. To go from your only options being Gears, Halo, Forza, that's 3 out of the 5. Another 2 studios were very small support studios or made smaller titles. And now they're going to have over 30 studios, so that's going to be a wide palette for you going into Game Pass, or you can purchase the game however you'd like. But yeah, that's a big difference from 5 to 33. So it's a mixed bag. He wasn't forthcoming in 2017, 2018, 2019. But at the same time, what he did do business-wise is great for Xbox gamers.
All right, Don, what you gotta say? And then I go to UYU because he had his hands up.
Yeah, I was gonna agree. Xbox, this Xbox is actually doing better than what the one did early off. So that's a really good lead for where they're pursuing with Game Pass and such. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm just wanting to play some Starfield and Redfall this year. So.
Hey, let me say something real quick. I'm gonna have to work, man.
All right, you always working.
Yeah, man. Hey, all I gotta say before I go, man. Hey, go buy that Diablo 4, man. Support Microsoft first party studios so we can keep making them games, man.
Oh yeah.
Hey, that's
all right. All right. Why you? All right, man. Be safe. Why you? What you gotta say? And then King. Hooper.
About Phil Spencer?
What you were going to say, yeah.
Okay, so first off, he just got to do better, man. Like, yes, I do agree with the other two that said that they're doing better than the past generation, which was the Xbox One, where it was just straight, completely dry. But I don't want this future to determine for every consumer to be accustomed to Game Pass. And then when they're accustomed to Game Pass, at least give me the first party quality game that's going to have me drive myself to that ecosystem. Like, stop trying to, I just want to share. I want to make this available for everybody. Where is the competition? Because right now he's behind, and I already know you said don't mention all the other platforms, but you know where I'm going with it. Like his first
You're breaking out bad,
is
bro.
nowhere compared to those. I'm sorry. It is not. We have not seen any gameplay or any sneak peek of Indiana Jones. Like, I do see a difference. What he's been doing from last gen was when he randomly brought what's it called, Hi-Fi Rush, and it was like somewhat okay platformer game, but bring more of those so we can see if Xbox really kicking doors this generation.
All right, cool. King Koopa, what you gotta say about this? You were waiting, and then I go to G Monkeys.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Yo, what's going on, bro?
If I have a gripe about Phil,
before you go on, man, I'm hating on your beard, yo, because I can't grow one. But go on.
Man, hey, my shit's spotty, man. Don't get it twisted. It's not as good as I don't have a Judah beard or a Teasy beard and no Jew beard. Julian. I don't have a Julian beard. Let's clear that up. I don't want to say Jew beard. Anyway, if I have a gripe about Phil, it's although he's been transparent, they haven't been on time with releases and everything. But I mean, we do know games are coming with the recent acquisitions and stuff like that. But as far as the third-party games early on, it just kind of seems like we're getting the same choice of the third-party games. Sony was out there making deals with these, getting these good third-party games, whereas we were getting the shit, and that's changed since then. And when they were hyping games up like what's the game where you jump on buildings and tear shit up? What was that game called? It's the third one. It was in development for like 10 years or some shit like that.
Crackdown, the dud. Crackdown 3, that dud.
Okay. I love Xbox. Crackdown is shit. I've never liked that game. But they were just making it seem like this game was going to be the second coming of Jesus. Other than that,
Crackdown 1 and 2 was lit, man. I can't. Those two games was dope. The first two was dope.
Maybe for what they, I remember renting Crackdown just to get on that Halo 3 beta. And I just remember just how shitty that game looked. So, I thought it was shit way back then. I think it's shit now. But, moving forward, man, Xbox has been playing catch up since the Xbox One. And that, honestly, that's just where we are. They've been doing what they've been having to do. At one point in time, the Xbox was going to go away. And people say, well, where are the games? Where are the games? Shit didn't have no money to make. They weren't giving any money to do shit. They were finna go away. So no, they were going to be investing in corporations to make games because it wasn't going to be an Xbox. So, it's cool that, Phil Spencer came in and he kind of turned it around and you still have it here. And regardless of what people may say, it's good to have at least two powerhouses so they can keep bumping heads with each other and having competition so we reap the benefits from that. You know what I'm saying?
They gotta be better than that, man. I'm gonna tell you, like you said before, they and the YU, they gotta do better all together. When they used to compete back in the back in the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 days, it changed how PlayStation was actually doing things in the industry. It forced them to use their development studios because you can have studios all day. Like what Silky was saying, you can have 30 studios. Shouldn't I have like 30 games by now?
I can say that it takes time, but we've been getting delay after delay after delay.
Shit, all I'm asking for is what? Let's say 8 out of the 7 years because I know they didn't have everybody there. Where that?
I mean, that's subjective, you know. I mean, it is what it is. But at the same time, I do have stuff to play. Am I upset that we've been getting delays? Yeah, I am. I mean, there's no way to soften that. But I'll say this. I mean, we know what's in development. We know what's on the way. No corporation is going to put all their ducks in one basket and drop that shit at the same time. They're going to stagger it out. And I think they're going to get back on track with their original plan, which was every quarter, I believe. They were talking about dropping the game. I think we'll eventually get there. It's just taking time.
Yeah, and this year hopefully is a good start to it, with Hi-Fi Rush and Redfall in a couple months. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to what Xbox has to offer and stuff like that. But yeah, I will say Xbox this generation is a whole lot better than last generation. Like, definitely, for sure.
I mean, they got their own vibe going on, so I totally get that. I will say, you shouldn't say, you know what I mean? Well, Master ain't whooping me as much as he did last year. You know what I mean? So that's all good.
That's totally bogus. That's totally bogus. Let me just keep it real, a buck with you real quick. Last generation, you got Rise Son of Rome. Last generation, you got Titanfall exclusive. Last generation, you had Killer Instinct. Last generation, you had Halo 4 and 5. You had a few Gears of War games. You had 2 fucking Forza Horizon games. Just from a first-party software standpoint, you can't say that this generation is better when Halo Infinite was a flop, and that was the only game so far they put out in the AAA space. No, I'm saying you can't say this generation is better when the only game you've gotten thus far is Halo Infinite, right?
The whole generation.
I'm comparing the software. I'm comparing the software.
Yeah, it is better.
I'm comparing strictly to software. During the Xbox One generation, you had multiple high-tier AAA exclusives, right? I even forgot to name a few. But right now, you're talking about, we're 3 years in. No, we're not. We're 3 years in. We're 3 years in, and the only game you've got is Halo Infinite. Like, that is not comparable. On the PlayStation side, you have 15 first-party releases from PlayStation this generation.
Hold on.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. Wait. G Money.
I'm comparing the Series X. I'm comparing the Series X to the Xbox One.
Hold on. All right. So
you said this generation was way far ahead. I'm saying no, it's not. We're 3 years in.
I gotta mute. Hold on. Wait. I gotta mute. G Monkeys. Go on.
Yo, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
What's going on? What's going on, G Monkeys?
Oh, it's G Money.
Oh damn! I said, damn, that shit was racist. Racist. I was like, damn, that's kind of like, what you calling yourself a monkey for? Racist. I'm sorry, G Monies. What's going on, man?
I'm good, man. Just finally got into Diablo 4 fucking beta because the shit was broken all day. Wouldn't let me in. But my take on it is this, because I'm a casual gamer. I do play on Xbox because I like it. I like the ecosystem, the fact that, because I have a PC also, and sometimes I feel like just playing in my living room, and sometimes I feel like playing on my PC. And like certain games that if I own it on Xbox or if it's on Game Pass, I can go between the two effortlessly. So I do like that a lot. As far as first party, I mean, we can debate that and argue about, hey, they haven't released anything objectively. That's true. They haven't released games that certain people don't like. I mean, that doesn't appeal to every type of gamers. But they have released games that some people do like. Like earlier this year, I played Hi-Fi Rush. I love that game. Some of those games that are delayed, you guys are making the point that they haven't released anything. And, there's nothing to show for it for all the studios. So if that's our base of judgment, how we're going to grade Xbox, what do we say if and when those games do come out, and if they're good, they're really good games, are we going to revisit this conversation later on?
I got an answer for you right now. What's up, my nigga Guap?
Who that?
The Smoke.
Oh, what's going on, Smoke?
What's good, bro?
Oh, no. I'm going to answer the last talker. Hey, bro, most of them games y'all waiting for been delayed several times. Some of them in development hell. the producers, the devs are leaving.
Rumors.
You ain't hearing no updates on these shits, bro.
That's true. I mean, we see all of this stuff in the public eye. My point was.
That's my question.
My point is, okay, we're judging it based on.
God of War Ragnarok got delayed. So.
God of War Ragnarok.
No, I'm not even bringing up any of.
By the way, I mentioned. Hold on. By the way, I mentioned right earlier. Don't say anything about PlayStation. That was only applying to Silky because he can't do it. That's why he's not here. He can't.
I didn't bring PlayStation.
No. I'm saying that you guys can. I said that stipulation was only for Silky because that's what he will always do.
Okay.
That was only for him. So y'all could do whatever.
Right.
Even while he was doing it, he was still wrong because there's 20 games Sony has put out since the PS5 has released, whereas there's only been like 5 from Xbox. Like,
well, that's why he ran. That's why he ran away. That's why he ran away because he knew somebody was going to check him.
It is not the same fucking conversation.
Somebody's going to check him crazy.
Even if you call Halo a win, they fucking bought it, right? So if we're going to sit up here and say we're going to take away Insomniac's games, how about we take away everything fucking Microsoft bought, like Gears and Halo? The only shit they can lay claim to is Forza. That's the only thing. In Flight Sim, that's all they developed. They bought Psychonauts 2. They bought fucking Hi-Fi Rush. They bought all this shit.
That's another good game, too.
So
Psychonauts 2 is a really good game.
If you're going to sit up here and say we're going to take away Insomniac from Sony because they bought it, let's go down the list of fucking shit Microsoft
I'm not making
bought.
that argument. I'm not making that argument at all. That I did not bring any Sony's first party. The argument I made is that, okay, I'm taking what you guys are saying as far as first party wise. Okay, it's a failure. Now, all the games are delayed for various reasons, and you guys list them off. I'm just saying what happens when those games do come out, even though they're delayed and they're in development hell and all these things that you guys say.
Okay, so the problem with that,
and they come out. Hold on, let me finish. And they come out and they're good. My point was, are we going to revisit this conversation later? Are we going to still say it's a failure, or what?
Nothing to revisit, G-Money.
No, I feel you, G-Money.
That's the whole point.
But for me, I because of content purposes, I'm trying to grow this shit. Of course, I'll bring it up. Look, remember, this is not about Xbox. This is their fucking CEO or whatever for the head of Xbox. That's the problem. It's that.
Okay. Nigga. My take on that is, I'm a Game Pass subscriber. I'm a cheap ass gamer. If I don't have to buy a game, I won't buy it. I don't give a shit what anybody say. If I save money that way, because every month, if there's something in Game Pass I find to play, I play it. Sometimes I'm not in the mood to play video games. I don't play video games. Right now, Diablo 4 beta is out. I don't want to play anything else but that. So,
where's the question? Where's the question?
Okay, so with the way that Microsoft has structured their gaming division and banking on these acquisitions, and they're not coming through with the games that are supposed to be in release, all the development hell issues. What if Game Pass syncs Xbox? Then what would you have to play then?
Well, it just does. I don't give a shit about a company, man. Because they don't give a shit about people. So if it syncs it, it syncs it. I just play on PC. I like playing on PC.
So and I like that. This is why I called Phil Spencer a social contagion. Because prior to this,
that's kind of a strong statement there.
He is, because he's the one that was pushing. He's the one that was pushing game. He was the one that was pushing Game Pass. It made people think that there was a.
He had the Game Pass idea back at the Xbox One launch.
Yeah,
so when they got Donnie D out, this was the whole plan, and we can see it's falling right on his face. So he's totally right. Like, this is Phil Spencer's entire fucking plan. This whole Game Pass.
The reason why
Game Pass is hitting. We got a good year this
year.
The
reason why Game Pass came to be was because that was their.
Then why is revenue
their
down,
only way of competing? They had to change the game up. They realized that, hey, we can't compete with PlayStation in the same way. So they came up with this new idea because they realized the history arc of Netflix. If you look at
Destiny was supposed to be a first-party game. Spider-Man was supposed to be Xbox first-party. They told these motherfuckers to get up out the room, bro. Like they told them to fuck off.
The argument
they told Bungie to fuck off. Like that's crazy.
What are you talking about? The argument I'm making is you guys are saying that, talking about Game Pass. I said the reason why they created that in the first place was because of what they had to do to survive. They had to change up what their business strategy.
No. I'm sorry. Let me look. As a host, I should be able to just say what I need to say, right? And I'm saying what I need to say in this particular case. See, I was going to let Guap say what he's going to say, have his little floor, but he's been saying it already. So I'm just going to say my shit. Either way, this is the social contagion that I was telling you about. You're saying that Phil Spencer and Microsoft couldn't really support, right?
They couldn't compete with PlayStation on the same level.
Who said that they couldn't compete on the same level?
Yeah, if you look at the failure of the Xbox
I'm saying no. But there was hold on, because Sony couldn't compete with Nintendo or any of the third parties at some point, right?
Yeah. They had to do something, right?
But they continue to try. They increased their quality until they got up there. This notion of, I tried it fucked up. Oh, well, all right, so we got to find something else. They did not want to spend the money to make a fucking title like whatever we get on Nintendo or PlayStation.
Can I speak?
So what they try to do, what they try to do is do an easy way out by saying, look, we're going to do quantity over quality. You got a whole bunch of different. That was a shitty move, and this is the contagion that he's done. He's made people accept mediocrity, accept small games, all because of quantity, and he made you guys think that was a good idea. If we look at the numbers, about how many games y'all played and how long you played the games, I'm really curious to see what that would look like. Are you guys really that invested?
I can't speak for anyone personally. Illicit, right? That's I can't speak for anyone. I personally, I've been playing since Game Pass. I signed up for Game Pass a couple of years ago. I actually play a little bit more games than I used to because I was starting to give up on gaming in general because I got tired of buying games and when you play it, it's not how it was marketed. So I was just giving up on that shit I was planning on giving it up.
Did you give it? Do you have a PS3? I mean, PS5? Excuse me. Do you have a PS5?
I have a PS5, but I don't play it that much. I barely play it, honestly.
What's the last game? What was the last? I got some questions for you. Hold on, wait.
The last game I was playing on it was Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Not it. Hold on, not it. In general, what was the last game you played?
Yesterday, Diablo 4, the Diablo 4 beta.
And before Diablo, what were you playing?
I don't care about games, multiplat or Hogwarts Legacy. Yeah, I was playing that, but I played it on Steam because it was cheaper, so I bought it on Steam.
So, wow. Okay.
What?
So I'm looking at a pattern here, and most of the
games. What's the last non-multiplat you played?
Hi-Fi Rush. I like that game. That game was really good. I thought that.
So you're saying that. So you're saying that the games that are coming out nowadays, right? It's just the promises just not up.
Should I buy a Series?
I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. I think you're misunderstanding.
Hold on. Somebody wanted to speak here. Let me see here.
Yeah, go ahead.
It was me.
It's a me, Mario.
What's the story?
Everything's mid, right? It's YB.
Yo. Let me just address this thing real quick. Let's not act like Xbox people buy games. Game Pass is the reason.
I admit, I'm a cheap motherfucker, so I wait for it to come on Game Pass.
Damn, Don Poppy, he pulled up on you. Let
me ask you another question here. If Hi-Fi Rush came on Nintendo, do you think it would sell well?
Probably. Don't know.
I don't know.
Probably. I mean, most games
would sell better
on
Nintendo than on Xbox because they have a larger user base. They have 150. Xbox got like only 50, right?
So yeah, so by that math, you would expect it to sell better.
Let's not switch the metrics now. Let's not switch the metrics now, because when I hear people talk about Game Pass on this platform, on this app, people say Game Pass is available to over like 500 million people. So who has the bigger fan base or the bigger potential fan base?
Oh shit! Especially with Hi-Fi Rush because it's a $30 mobile game.
Okay.
Exactly.
Have you played it, Rob?
Hi-Fi Rush, bro. Hi-Fi Rush.
I think if you played it,
it's not slander.
I'm not gonna let you slander Hi-Fi Rush. That game's amazing, man.
It's not slander. I beat that game.
So I can say this: it's hard. It's hard to really know.
It's a $30 game. I don't know.
But if he likes it, he likes it, right? I can't say anything about that, right?
Nobody's talking about liking it or not, but we can't sit up here and say that the Switch couldn't run Hi-Fi Rush.
No one said that. I never made that argument.
Yeah.
No one said that.
But I'm saying when I said it's a $30 mobile game, you don't go out and buy a Series X to play Hi-Fi Rush.
Hey. You go that is a point. That is a good point. That is a good point. That is a good point because you bought a $500 console to play an indie game in essence.
Well, the thing is, I already owned the Series X from before that came out. So what's
okay? So why did you buy a Series X? Right? Why did you buy a Series X if you could just?
I bought it when it first came out because I wanted to upgrade from the Xbox One because I didn't like that console so much because the console took forever to boot up. I mean, I played games last generation, but barely because I was losing interest in gaming. So I barely played games.
G Money, it's no slander though. To be fair, it's no slander. Like I bought an Xbox specifically for Game Pass.
Rush is a great game. It's not a mobile game, but
yeah. That's cool.
You guys can slander Xbox all you want. I don't give a shit.
There is no way in no how you can tell me that Hi-Fi Rush is meant to push the Series X.
No, but he's not saying. He's not saying. No, what he said. No, hold on. Wait. Listen to what he said. He said that he bought the Xbox Series X because it was a smoother experience. It booted up faster.
Yes, it was better than the Xbox One console. I was tired of that console because it was so slow to boot up and everything. And when I saw
so why did you buy? Okay, hold on, wait. Why did you buy a PS5 then?
For Final Fantasy 16, that's it.
It's coming out for PC.
Well, initially when I first saw the trailer, it said exclusively on PlayStation.
It has no PC release date. It has
that was a couple of years ago. I thought it was going to come out last year. Otherwise, I'd have just waited to buy the PS5. But
are you deliberately right not buying games on the PS5? And not trying them out? Is that what you're doing?
I'm not buying them because most of the games I play either on Game Pass or some games, if I really want it, I would buy it. I'll just buy it multi-plat either on PC or Xbox.
Right, but are you deliberately not buying? Are you deliberately not playing games on PS5?
Well, if there's a game on there that like the last game I was playing was Final Fantasy VII.
Every game that you're saying is third party, and it's like, okay, cool, right? I get you.
Because most of the games that I like are third party.
Okay, so do you even try the first party games or no? Do you even try it
on PlayStation?
Mm-hmm.
On PlayStation,
I don't think he likes them.
Yeah,
I don't really like them. That's why.
Now that you know they're going out for PC, right? You could just sell your PS5 at this point in time because you know.
Actually, my homeboy keeps trying to buy it, but he keeps trying to weasel me. He wants to give me $200 for it.
So don't give it to a pawn store, whatever the case is.
Maybe I'll sell it to him after I play Final Fantasy 16.
What do you want this man to sell his console?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it going on PlayStation. Just get it on PC. Don't worry about
Final Fantasy 16.
Hey, y'all didn't catch his remark about Hogwarts Legacy, did y'all?
No.
I bought it on Steam because it was cheaper.
He bought it on Steam because it was cheaper. So
I said I'm a cheap gamer.
They not buying games, bro. It's like I get it on PC. Let me support PC instead of this Xbox ecosystem. Let the PC thrive instead of Xbox.
I support my wallet.
$500 on the PS5.
Yeah, but you bought.
Are you trying to shame this guy's wallet?
Wait, hold on. So what's the problem here, right? Hold on. The problem here is this. According to you said that you support your wallet, right?
Yep, I do.
So if you were cost conscious, right, and you wouldn't have bought a whole different console that was $500, just for a faster boot up, and nor would you have bought a PlayStation 5.
He bought a
just for one
$500
game.
console for
That doesn't make
Hi-Fi Rush.
that doesn't make
with
any
no ray
sense
tracing
at
and no
all.
120
Even fuck the ray tracing.
What games are you
That's
looking forward
$1,000
from Xbox. Like, are you excited for Starfield or Redfall?
But hey, hold on.
With no,
I bought these
high fidelity VR, only last generation features without a new controller.
Okay.
I bought those years ago when they first came out, so I was able to get them at retail price when they first came out, tax free. So because I bought them at the military exchange on the base where I was stationed. But that's beside the point. I bought those years ago. I don't buy every game just because I'm trying to support some platform. I go where if the game is cheaper here,
Nobody
gonna go
does. We buy the best versions of the games.
But okay, so let me ask you. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Let me ask you a question, right?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
You have any other hobbies?
What's that?
You have any other hobbies?
I mean, other than traveling, not really.
So you do traveling, right?
Yeah, I used to party a lot, but I gave up that lifestyle. It was too taxing.
What's your preferred airline?
Well, I was living in Europe for 8 years, so I used to fly on like the budget airlines because sometimes you get like tickets for like 50 euros and shit like that. So
are you in the US or are you in the?
Now I'm in the US. I've been back in the US for like a year now, but I haven't traveled much since I've been back here.
Okay, what's your preferred airlines here?
Actually, I don't have one. Like I don't know what kind of question that is because they all suck. So I can't prefer one over the other. It's whatever I get the cheapest, best deal on.
Cheapest, all right. So there's only one that really is the cheapest.
Spirit.
That's what I was expecting you to say if you were.
Well, actually, yeah. Spirit just. I think they just started up a leg from where I'm at here in Virginia to like Florida and other places, and to the West Coast.
Because for me personally. Because for me personally, because of what I do for work, people think, I have money like that when I speak to the customer, right? And I'll tell them that's the first thing I'll say. I am cheap. It is Spirit. They strap me onto the wing of that plane.
Yeah, don't give a shit, right?
I was expecting you to say that, but you didn't. But that's besides the point, man.
No, cool. Honestly, because I haven't lived in the States for so long, I didn't fly much in the USA. I was living in Europe, so I traveled around Europe.
But are you asking him, would he fly Air Game Pass? Is that what you're saying? Are you asking him, does he fly Air Game Pass?
No, man, if it gets me to my destination at a good price, I'll take just a little carry-on bag for the weekend, and I'm good to go.
The question
so you put yourself on Air Game Pass, even though they didn't give any AAA first-party exclusives in 2 years.
We got more this year than what PlayStation.
I mean,
so
I don't look forward to the. I'm not big on the whole first-party thing.
What are you talking about?
Spider-Man? What else? Because we got Starfield, Forza, Hi-Fi Rush recently.
Horizon Call of the Mountain just came out 2 weeks ago.
DLC, okay.
That's good.
That's not a DLC. Horizon Call of the Mountain is an entirely new game. What the fuck are you talking about?
It's a VR game.
Oh my god, that's such a
It's a fucking. That's not all you do. Did you play it? I have. I own the game.
Hey, Guam, did you play Hi-Fi Rush?
You dumb fuck.
Because you said it's a
brand
mobile
new game. It's a full-fledged $60 fucking game. What the fuck are you talking about? There is no relaxed, bitch, nigga. You ball flea ass motherfucker. You stay on my dick, bro. Get off it, man. I don't fuck with you, bro, and you know it. You know what I'm saying? So calmly, smoothly, walk the fuck off and eat a dick, bitch. God damn, how many times I gotta tell you?
Man, this motherfucker real bold online. Fucking Twitter fingers, man. God damn.
Hell yeah, goddamn. What you talking about, goddamn?
Shit to nobody. Golly.
Right. So
what you mean? What are you talking about?
Where is the love?
No game.
Before we leave,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We out here living that good life. Goddamn, get you some, motherfucker. Get you some PSVR 2. Get you some Returnal. Get you some Ghost of Tsushima. Get you some Demon Souls remake. Get you some
So
Get you some Gran Turismo 7
I'm going to have to mute. I have to mute. Yo, the last person. Who else is talking? Who else is talking? All right, Justin, what's going on, fam?
Yo, I'm about to bounce. Actually, like the chaos.
God, he was like, "This is uncivilized."
Hey, listen. I don't know if you have any other questions for me. You can drop me down to listen. I'm gonna get back to playing Diablo, but it's good chatting with you, man.
No, it's good chatting with you, man. I'm playing. I'm about to play some games.
Real. I'm not gonna cap for anything. If there's a game that I want to play, I'm gonna play it. But I'd prefer that it goes on Game Pass because, like I said, I'm tired of buying games and then I play it hour in, 2 hour in. I don't like it. So
the guap is crazy. No, I get you. No, I'm not questioning. All I'm saying is that the social contagion that is Phil Spencer. That was all I was saying.
I mean, that is a strong statement.
I stay on topic very strong. I stay on topic with statement,
but I do love Game Pass, and he's bringing me games to Game Pass, so I don't got no problem with him.
So you're saying you twerking for the Game Pass?
I mean, you can call it that, but I'm enjoying it. So
this motherfucker talking about Game Pass, but not the Nintendo service, which has more subscribers, or the PlayStation Plus service, which has more subscribers and more games.
I don't care to support Nintendo.
How motherfuckers talk about Game Pass all day. It's weird as fuck.
I don't care to support Nintendo.
Hey, shout out to Game Pass. He's the hardest pimp in the game right now.
Hell yeah, Game Pass is the GOAT, man.
Hold on, wait, Justin, are you going to say anything? You going to get
this? Best gaming.
What you say?
All right, listen, man. Good chat, man. You got me down, listener.
Yeah, go ahead, Justin.
I don't really know what to say. I pretty much play everything.
You do though. You do. You. Respect. Yo, Justin is kind, yo. Anytime, even if the game is like kind of shit, he'll still find a silver lining in that game.
If it's trash, it's trash.
That's true.
If it's trash, it's trash.
Yo, you will say it. Yo, you will say it gently. Yo, he be like, I mean, it's trash, but it's a good trash.
Because I like Forspoken. I think Forspoken is good. It just needs a couple patches.
No, it's not even that. Sometimes you do, sometimes you do, he'll say that, yo. He be like, yo, it is trash. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's trash, but it's a good trash, it's good. I'm like,
yo, there is such a thing as good trash. I agree with that. As long as the good trash is priced appropriately, bring it on.
Exactly.
You feel me?
Make it $10. I'll play it.
So before we roll out, so Justin, he just said that he play anything. That's cool. So the thing that I would say, and Guap, you can say this before we close out here because I want to play my games here.
We need to play Returnal today, actually.
What time you gonna be on?
Now.
Yeah, as soon as we done, we can do that shit.
Right now.
Returnal? Who rocking Returnal?
Me, Josh.
Damn.
What are you playing right now?
Yeah,
I love that game.
I deleted my save. It's in the cloud. I deleted my save so I could try it again. Yo, you know what? I figured out. All 20 of you motherfuckers have an iPhone, don't y'all? Trifling, every one of you.
Apple's the way.
I mean, what else are we supposed to use?
Not me. Fuck that. Fuck Apple.
What?
How you say fuck Apple? But you must be using the old Twitter because the Twitter doesn't work.
I'm a future past self ass nigga. You feel me? I'm a multi-dimensional. You know what I mean?
Android dudes had to jailbreak their phones just to get into a Twitter space. That's crazy.
I can make a Twitter, but I can't do anything else. That's just ass.
Fucking zombies.
I saw, look, TZ, I saw his ass come here and walk out. That motherfucker walked out. I was pissed off.
It's been 8 years. He ain't give you no games.
Hey, look here, man. Hey, bro, I've been collecting pony skulls all day, man. I've been on Call of Duty on the PS5 and whooping these niggas on their own turf. Hey, Guap, you want to do a 1v1?
Post that gameplay.
Hey, Guap, you want to do a 1v1? Hit me up, homie.
Post that gameplay.
I'm going to collect your skull as well, homie. Let me know.
Let's get it. Let's go.
That'll be the easiest dub.
I know. Trust me. Nigga, hey, nigga, you hear it in the background. I'm on Call of Duty right now. What's up? Get your whole ass on the PlayStation, nigga. Get off. Hey,
let's go.
But that's all.
Hold up. If you guys are real, stream that shit. Stream it.
Get off Pavlov. Hop your ass on Call of Duty, nigga. I'm on it right now. What's up?
Stream it.
Let's go.
Like Wapple, you quiet.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna 1v1. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go on shipment so that way there'll be no.
What you mean quiet? You can't hear me?
1v1
Can you hear me?
on shipment.
Now you're not muted now.
I'm on
You
your
can hear me?
ass.
Yeah, I can hear you
I
now.
told the motherfucker pull up.
Stream that thing.
No running, no hiding.
What's happening?
What's up, nigga?
Shipment.
I'm on that drink. I'm on your ass. Pause.
Stream that thing.
It's easy. What the fuck?
What's up, nigga? Let's run
Hey,
it.
yo!
What's happening?
Let's run it.
I am on my way,
You know what I'm
sir.
All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap this shit up here.
No, hell no, nigga, keep running.
Hell no, I ain't keeping that running. You collect the skulls, man. You collect the skulls, man. You should have been here an hour ago. Came in there and left. I saw you. You peeked in there and you peeked in there and left out. You was like,
nigga,
never mind.
Nigga, hey man, you was up here talking about you know, like the whole Xbox shit, like how like how they was doing their thing in the 360 days when they had Halo 3 and Gears of War and all that good stuff.
Bioshock, Guardian Heroes,
360, man.
Panzer Dragon Order.
360 had it on lock, no cap.
That shit was a classic.
Yeah, man.
That was a classic time.
And then Phil Spencer took over the first year of Xbox One, and ever since they've been in the shit up.
Man, but
we got that Bethesda though.
Okay.
He made y'all look like a whore, yo. I mean, he made the whole Xbox One look like a straight whore, yo.
Hold on.
But I'm about to close this shit out. I got some Returnal to play. The best game, one of the best games of all time. So
best PlayStation 5 game. Best PlayStation 5 game. Easy.
Hey, bro, I'm on that Returnal 2, man. Hey, bro, we got a co-op, man. Finish that game up.
Hey, y'all need to quit kicking handicap and play it by yourself and beat the game.
Oh shit! Hell yeah, Mortal! Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
No, I'll send you my
I'll send you my
down,
Immortal.
Easy, I'll put.
Yeah, shoot it.
Easy, I'll put. Yeah. Yo, I'm gonna tell you this right now, right? Returnal co-op is at points harder than the single player.
Times harder.
No.
That shit is wild,
yes,
yo.
You do, because you do less damage and you fight more enemies, but you gotta have sweet feet. You gotta have sweet feet. You gotta dance. Like, let's get it. Return.
No, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad, but when I already play, I platinum the game, so that's number one.
No, I'm talking about the leaderboard. I'm talking about the online arcade.
Oh no, I want them to do co-op. That's why I want them to do. That'd be nice.
Get your stinking ass up here, nigga.
He said stinking ass. Nigga black.
My software update. I'm software update. I'll be right there, motherfucker. Get the fucking beard off this dumb.
Yo, I love this game and shit, yo.
You in your own turf, nigga.
Embarrassing.
All right, so yeah, we're gonna
you stream that thing. Fucking hell.
Stream.
Wait, what'd you say?
No, YB, because your internet is mid.
Oh, yo, your accent sound crazy, yo, Sly, your accent sound crazy.
Stream that thing.
Yo, I thought you said so. Yo, he said something crazy. I thought he said something crazy. I thought he said, yo, TZ, can you swing it for me? I was like, hey.
Hey, what the